Photography, the art of capturing a moment and keeping it that way forever. Behind every art, however, is a science, and in particular, chemistry. I am Dr. Patrick Westervelt, and today we will be taking that art, that science, that beauty, and explaining it to you. Welcome, viewers, to the most amazing photography-related project on this side of town, the Gibbs side. In this project, we will investigate each aspect of the art known as photography. The history of photography will be explained, and it will lead way to the way that the camera works. The steps of developing pictures will follow, and a report of the lab used to develop my actual pictures and the film development. The science behind photography will, in these, be accentuated through the whole project. The project will conclude with my finished pictures, a formal conclusion, a glossary, and list of references. Beginning with the history of photography, the project formally begins now. Alhazen, pardon the pronunciation, invented what is considered the first camera, around the year 1000 AD. At this point in time, however, the camera was only used for things such as drawing and observing. In 1827, Joseph Niesmohr Niepce took what is considered the first photograph, but his photos were very different. They required hours of exposure to sunlight, and after revealing their picture, it would fade over time. Louis Daguerre was experimenting at a similar time, and eventually developed a way to make photographs that did not fade over time and had a relatively low exposure period. Daguerre and Niepce eventually collaborated, and even though it was only finalized after Niepce's death, the daguerreotype was eventually created, which is the template for all forms of photography. The daguerreotype allowed images to stay on the film by having them washed in silver chloride. Daguerre and Niepce's son sold the rights to the daguerreotype to the government, and within years the process became extremely well known. In the years that followed, several innovations were made. In 1841, Henry Fox Talbot developed the first negatives. In 1851, Frederick Scoff Archer invented the wet plate negative. In 1889, George Eastman invented the flexible film roll. Color photographs, Kodachrome, were invented around the 1930s and became widely available and used in the 1940s. In 1963, Polaroid film was developed, allowing pictures to be taken instantaneously. 1984, move over George Orwell, birthed the first digital camera and developed by Canon. Today, further developments are being made in all types of cameras and will continue into the future.